In our last episode, we learned that everything starts with the right environment. Light, air, and land were set in place before life began. But environment alone isn't enough. Without clear edges, even the best conditions can fall apart. Today, we're going deeper. Genesis chapter 2 shows us that real freedom doesn't come from having no limits. It comes from having the right ones. Freedom is not doing anything you want whenever you want. Freedom is knowing exactly where the lines are so you can move with purpose and confidence. Eden was beautiful and full of life, but it was also enclosed. It had clear boundaries on every side. The garden had edges. 4 rivers marked its borders. God gave Adam permission to eat from every tree except one. These limits weren't there to trap Adam. They were there to protect him, to focus him, and to keep order. When you don't have limits, you end up overwhelmed. You spend more time deciding than doing. You get tired, frustrated, and distracted. But when you have clear boundaries, your time gets focused. Your energy stays strong, and your purpose becomes clear. Think about a river. When the banks are strong and defined, water rushes forward in one direction. It moves with power and purpose. But take the banks away, and the same water spreads out and becomes a swamp. Look at a violin. 4 strings limit the notes you can play, but within those strings you can create endless music. It's the constraint that makes the art possible. Think about your own schedule. If your working hours never end, your work will just keep expanding until there's no room left for your life. Boundaries are what keep the important things from being drowned out. Many people believe a few common lies. They think limits hold them back. They think boundaries are selfish. But the truth is, limits are what set you free. Boundaries let you focus on what really matters and protect the energy you need to keep going. To build your own version of Eden, you need 3 kinds of fences. The first is a time fence. That means having clear start and stop times for your work. It means turning off your phone or stepping away from your desk when the day is done. It means giving yourself breaks without guilt. The second fence is a people fence. Decide who has direct access to you. Not everyone in your life should be able to reach you anytime they want. Make it clear who can call, text, or drop by. Protect special time for the people closest to you, and create some distance from people who drain your energy. The third fence is a moral fence. Know exactly what you will never do, no matter how tempting it seems. Maybe you won't lie to win a client. Maybe you won't sacrifice family time for more money. Maybe you won't cross ethical lines just to fit in. Write these values down where you can see them. When pressure comes, those limits will keep you steady. So how can you tell if your boundaries are too weak? Here are a few signs. You often feel resentful because you keep saying yes when you mean no. You're constantly exhausted because work bleeds into every hour. You feel like you can never switch off. You compromise on things you once believed were non-negotiable. If any of these sound familiar, your fences need to be strengthened. People will tell you boundaries are selfish, but healthy limits don't just protect you. They protect everyone around you. A garden without walls gets trampled. A life without boundaries falls apart. Others will say that boundaries kill creativity, but research shows the opposite. When you work inside clear limits, you become more creative, not less. You solve problems faster. You see options you never noticed before. Think about a painter with only a few colors. That limitation pushes them to find combinations that nobody else has tried. If you want to test whether your boundaries are working, here's a simple exercise you can try this week. First, look at your calendar. Where are you stretched too thin? Are there meetings or commitments you can remove or shorten? Second, think about your relationships. Who are the people that leave you feeling drained every time you talk to them? Do you need to create more distance or have an honest conversation about limits? Third, check your values. Are you still living by the same principles you believed when you started? Or have you slowly adjusted to pressures around you? Write down one action for each area: time, people, and values. Keep it simple and realistic. Even one small change can start rebuilding your fences. Eden was a place of abundance because it had edges. Light without walls spills everywhere. Rivers without banks turn into floods. Time without limits becomes exhaustion. You can't grow anything lasting in a space with no boundaries. In our last episode, we talked about the importance of building the right environment. Today, you learned how boundaries protect that environment and make growth sustainable. But even strong boundaries can be attacked. In Genesis chapter 3, the serpent used a simple question to twist the truth and make God's limit look like oppression. That question led to the collapse of everything Adam and Eve had. In the next episode, we'll look at that tactic in detail. You'll learn how to recognize when someone is trying to reframe your boundaries as a problem and how to protect yourself from manipulation before it breaks what you built. Freedom grows best inside clear boundaries. Define them, defend them, and watch your life become more focused and fuller.